Now, home Devstream number 6 just ended, and honestly, right, it didn't exactly show off a whole lot, but it did go into great detail about the Helminth system, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that, all about the popular abilities and the not so popular ones and so on. Now, there is a Heart of Deimos expansion inbound at some point at a future date, which will have new creatures, new enemies, new infested kit guns, more isolation vault action coming, where they're talking about expanding the underground area of Deimos for more bounties, and there will also be a new Necromech. Now this is that new Necromech in action, complete with its big chrome dome, don't say it, and its big belly shield, again, don't say it. You can also impale enemies on its claw, use their bodies as a melee weapon as you swing them around, and then if you get bored of them, you can just yeet them off into the sunset. Now, the ultimate ability of this mech suit is an exalted melee weapon, just a big old sword. So you're going to have to grind probably more Necrolite Syndicate rep to get this Necromech, and probably there will be a chance of some weapons as well. This melee will also double as an arc wing melee weapon, much like the other Necromech weapon. So new items, more grind. We seen the back of some bald guy's head for the end of Glassmaker, Nihil, or however you say that name, who is more than likely the boss for the end of Glassmaker. I'm pretty sure they told us this at TennoCon, I just can't remember, but he has a probe floating beside him, an alien glass probe, so I don't want any probe jokes, please just don't do it. Grendel's first in the queue. We got another look at the new two-handed glass sword that can fire a glass projectile that crowd controls enemies and then glasses them over. You can follow this up with a ground slam with this two-handed sword, and it will shatter any enemy that has been glassed. A heavy slam will deal double damage as well, apparently. Now, when the end of Glassmaker is coming, again, we don't know, no date, hopefully before the end of the year. Now, in relation to Mark for Death, right, you owe a lot of money, Mark for Death, they have said that the balance team for developers are more or less all on vacation this week, but we'll be back next week and we'll be looking at Mark for Death again to try and rebalance it further. I guess try and find that sweet spot. Now, Rhino is the most subsumed Warframe, right? Then Oberon, then Valkyr, and then of course it goes onwards. Inros has 3 abilities out of the top 20 that are being replaced. So 3 of Inros' abilities have been replaced almost the same amount, almost, within the community. So he is very, very popular. 5 of Helminth's default abilities are the most infused abilities when it comes to putting them on Warframes, which I guess is probably down to the fact that players use them as an easy way to level the Helminth system. Maybe I'm wrong, but out of the actual Warframe abilities that have been infused onto other Warframes, Rhino's Roar, Warcry, Larva, Smite, Eclipse are the top 5. Pillage and Breach are below the top 15. I think Breach Surge is 15th, with Pillage maybe being 17th, so they might be safe. They don't seem to be too popular just yet. So Rhino is the most subsumed Warframe, and Roar is the most fused Warframe ability out of all of our Warframes. So that means get your F-Sight, right? Get your F-Sight, because Rhino is a popular dude, as is Inros, and we know what happens to popular things in Warframe. Gara Deluxe was also shown off with her glass sword skin, but there's no date given as to when Gara Deluxe will be added into the game. However, it does look ready to go. Tennogen Round 17 is being split in half if you care about Tennogen. Part 1 is at the end of September with 16 items being added, and Part 2 is in October with the rest of them. Apparently there is also new stances on the way for the two-handed Nakana and for the war fans, but that's pretty much it. Let me know what you thought of the dev stream, especially of those subsumed stats. But again, as always, thanks for watching.